11 News starts with breaking news.
A car ended up on its side after a crash in Pittsburgh. It happened just before 9:30 on Arlington Avenue in Allentown. Our crew was there as the car was flipped upright again. That road was closed for about an hour, and we're working to learn how many people were in that vehicle and if anyone was hurt. Also, breaking at noon, Pennsylvania's Speaker of the House, Mike Turzai, announced he will not seek re-election this year.
Yeah, Representative Turzai held a press conference about an hour ago in McCandless. He was surrounded by his wife and 3 sons. The Allegheny County Republican says he won't run for a 9th term as state representative. He became emotional talking about his time in office. Turzai has been in office since 2001, representing parts of Allegheny County, and became Speaker in 2015. He said it's time to pass the torch. We'll have more on Turzai's decision not to run again for office coming up tonight at 5. A window shattered and bullet holes left in the side of a house at the border of Chalfont and Wilkins Township. We first followed this as it was breaking this morning, and since then we learned there was a family inside at the time. Channel 11's Liz Kilmer is live at Allegheny County Police Headquarters with the details. Liz?
Yeah, that's right, guys. I spoke with a woman inside that home, and she didn't want to say much, but she did tell us that she was there with her children when someone came and shot that home up. Now, thankfully, no one was hurt, but at last check with county police here, no one's been arrested either. Now, take a look at the damage. We counted 4 bullet holes on the front of that home on Greensburg Pike and a bullet hole on the rear windshield of a car parked right out front. Now, this is right at the border of Chalfont and Wilkins Township. Several local officers responded along with county police, too, who are now leading the investigation. Detectives determined that it was around 10 last night when 2 people were on the porch and that a dark-colored SUV drove by, turned back around and parked. Police say a man then got out, shouted something, and started shooting. One of the people on the porch returned fire and ran inside where, again, there were 3 children.
I this is a rental property, so I don't have any idea what's going on. You know, the neighborhood is really, really quiet, and when something like this happens, it's disturbing.
And police right now only have a very vague description of the suspect, and at last check, they didn't have a motive here. We're going to work to get you the very latest for tonight at 5. Live from County Police Headquarters, I'm Liz Kilmer, Channel 11 News.
The latest now on former Pittsburgh Steeler Antonio Brown. Police could arrest him at any time. They issued a warrant last night after he locked himself inside his home in Florida. Police say Brown threw a rock at a moving truck because it was in front of his house. Brown is then accused of forcing his way into the main cabin of the truck and hitting the driver. Brown's trainer was also involved and is already arrested. A Brashear High School staff member is on administrative leave after a student reported seeing them in an inappropriate video on social media. The Pittsburgh Public School District tells us the video was reported by the student's parent about a week ago. A report was also filed with Childline. That's the state agency that accepts reports of suspected child abuse. The staff member has not been identified, and the district says it is still investigating.
Day 2 of opening arguments in the impeachment trial of President Trump. Today's focus is what House managers describe as a dangerous abuse of power. NBC's Jay Gray has been following it all and has the latest for us from Washington.
As they continue to lay out their case to remove President Trump from office, House managers, led by Adam Schiff, opened their presentation Wednesday with a detailed laundry list of what they call overwhelming and damning evidence against President Trump.
He personally asked the foreign government to investigate his opponent.
The Democratic team sharing documents and witness testimony while demanding more evidence they insist the White House is withholding.
Such a wholesale obstruction of congressional impeachment has never before occurred in our democracy.
President Trump responding online this morning, calling the opening arguments lies and misrepresentations and writing, no matter what you give the radical left do-nothing Democrats, it will never be enough.
The longer they talk at this point, the weaker the case is getting.
A case the president's supporters say is driven not by law, but politics.
They're on a crusade to destroy this man.
Senator Lindsey Graham seemingly losing a bit of his fire as the session ends, passing Schiff in a Capitol hallway, shaking his hand and telling him, "Good job, you're very well spoken." The president's defense team anxious for their turn to speak.
Our position has been consistent. They've got to meet a burden to do that. We don't think they will.
House managers continue that effort today. They will have this session and tomorrow, if needed, to wrap their arguments, and then the president's lawyers begin their presentation. Jay Gray, NBC News, Washington.
And NBC will break in with special coverage from the Senate chamber and look for the big takeaways tonight at 5 on Channel 11 News. Warmer weather today, temperatures jumping 40 degrees.
But there is an air quality alert. Probably because some of that. Meteorologist Scott Harbaugh here now to explain.
Yeah, the warmer temperatures aloft than we do at the surface. That traps the pollutants in at the ground level, and that's why we get those air quality alerts. Not really that common during the winter months. We do get a couple of them usually each summer. 35 degrees right now, mostly cloudy skies. You can see the haze hanging in the air as we look live. Right now at our tower cam in downtown Pittsburgh, and that's what's getting trapped at the surface. Because the surface temperature at 35, but about 1,000, 2,000 feet above the surface. Temperature's about 43, 44 degrees, so you get that trap of the air. 34 right now in Greensburg, 37 in Butler. Clouds starting to stream in. They've basically been high to mid-level clouds, and we have seen the sun make it through from time to time. We'll see a little bit of sun this afternoon, but really clouds are going to thicken up. 44 for the high temperature. The clouds coming in now will mean some rain for tomorrow. I'm updating Storm Tracker to pinpoint when you're going to see the first drops of rain and how much of your weekend is going to be impacted by rain and snow. That's coming up in about 15 minutes.
This road in Forward Township was shut down by a landslide nearly a year ago. Then one lane reopened, but Benola Road is about to shut down again, not because of the slide. Channel 11's Lori Hoy found out why PennDOT says some drivers are to blame.
Starting Friday morning, this section of Benola River Road is closing until further notice. PennDOT says the decision was made in the interest of public safety. It was back in March when a landslide shut down Benola River Road. Temporary traffic lights were put in place to monitor traffic. According to PennDOT, because of the number of vehicles ignoring the lights, the potential for crashes has increased. But drivers tell Channel 11 the light often malfunctions and is to blame for some near collisions. Instead of a steady green, yellow, or red light, drivers said it flashes. At 10 a.m. Friday morning, PennDOT will close Benola River Road between Pangburn Hollow Road and 3rd Avenue indefinitely. That's a mile-plus stretch that we've learned will not only impact local drivers, but also workers here at lock number 3, as well as emergency response times. So when will Benola River Road reopen? We'll have that part of the story for you tonight at 5. From Forward Township, Lori Hoy, Channel 11 News.
Preparations are being made to close a road in Squirrel Hill for landslide repairs. A piece of Forward Avenue in Squirrel Hill is gone. It started crumbling after a landslide a year ago. The road will be closed for 4 months while crews begin building a retaining wall.
There's steep hillsides on one side and downhill on the other side. In order for us to get the equipment in to drive the piles to hold the wall, we have to close the street.
Fowlefield Avenue and Beachview will also be repaired, and Greenleaf Street in Duquesne Heights will get a retaining wall. Work on the Forward Avenue and Greenleaf slides will begin on February 3rd. New at noon, a car crashed right into a building in Everson, Fayette County. It happened on Brown Street around 7 this morning. The driver was trapped, and rescuers needed to remove the driver's side door to get him out. We also saw a hole in the side of the building. We're working to learn how badly the driver was hurt and how this happened.
Investigators say a driver may have had medical issues before crashing into the back of a bus in McCandless. That crash happened late yesterday afternoon near Arcadia Drive, just past McCandless Crossing. Police say the bus was stopped when Anthony Diulis crashed into the back of it. He died at the scene. No one on the bus was hurt.
An East Deer Township man was trying to thaw frozen water pipes when his house caught fire this morning. That's according to our Trib partners. We sent a crew to Bellevue Street to check things out. The homeowner told the Trib he was using a heat gun so his girlfriend could take a shower for work. Not long after, he said, it got really smoky. The fire chief told us that he believes a plastic water line actually melted and sprayed water, helping to keep the fire from spreading.
The fire got knocked down before it spread any further. The floor joists for the first floor is charged some, but it's nothing really bad.
The homeowner and his girlfriend got out okay along with their pets. The fire was contained to the basement.
The wildfires in Australia have claimed the lives of 3 Americans. The firefighters were battling the flames from the air when their plane crashed. They were on a firebombing mission when the plane went down. NBC's Blaine Alexander is in Melbourne with the latest.
Investigators are trying to determine what caused a plane crash that killed 3 Americans fighting the Australian wildfires. The 3 victims were flying a firefighting tanker in a remote part of southeastern Australia when the plane lost contact.
Tragically, there appears to be no survivors as a result of the crash. Down in the snowy Monero area. It's impacted heavily with the ground, and initial reports are that there was a large fireball associated with the impact of the plane as it hit the ground.
The plane, a Lockheed C-130, was owned by Canadian-based Coulson Aviation, a company contracted with New South Wales Rural Fire Service. Overnight, the company's American division, based in Oregon, released a statement saying the plane was flying with a load of retardant and was on a firebombing mission. The company plans to send a team to help with emergency operations, adding, "Our thoughts and prayers are with the families of the 3 crew members on board." Last summer, the same plane began flying missions across California, battling wildfires back home. Earlier this month, dozens of American firefighters received a hero's welcome when they arrived in Sydney, and at least 200 Americans from the Department of the Interior and the U.S. Forest Service have also come down to help. Welcome reinforcement for exhausted local crews who had been battling the flames for months. And the U.S. is sending more resources down here to help fight those flames. We're told that a group of about 40 firefighters from across the country are traveling to Australia today. In Melbourne, I'm Blaine Alexander, NBC News.
A little boy diagnosed with a disease so rare it had no name.
It was in that moment that there was no future for my most prized possession in the world.
She's not giving up hope, though, what that mother is doing to find a cure for her little boy.
Well, I'm sure it was terrifying for the victims. I mean, they were held at gunpoint and threats were made to them.
A local couple robbed and their lives threatened. The police chief sends a message to crooks targeting his community.
Rain heading in our direction. I'm tracking how much of your weekend is going to be wet.
You're streaming WPXI now. Channel 11 expands its streaming live newscasts. When other stations are national, Channel 11 News is local, right here at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. on WPXI Now. News for breaking news. Now, we've expanded our coverage of breaking news where you live. Our anchor connects you to new information all morning long. Don't miss anything happening in the morning. Watch Channel 11 Morning News.
When you want news from where you live,
watch Channel 11 News at 5. Investigators are trying to find out what caused this house fire in West Mifflin. You saw smoke coming from the home as part of our breaking coverage on 11 at 11. The fire happened along Kennywood Boulevard, and it quickly caught the attention of neighbors.
We looked outside, and then I seen like all the firefighters and everything. Then that's when I seen them breaking the windows.
Everyone in the home, fortunately, got out safely.
Imagine having a child diagnosed with a disease so rare it doesn't even have a name.
That nightmare, a reality for a Denver mother. But as CNBC's Meg Terrell reports, she's doing everything in her power to fight for a cure.
Twins Maxwell and Riley Freed came into the world together.
Did you have a good sleep?
But as they grew, their parents, Amber and Mark, noticed a difference. Maxwell wasn't developing the same way as his sister. After 6 months of genetic testing, Maxwell was diagnosed with a rare disease.
It was known by its genetic location, SLC6A1. And I just remember thinking that that wasn't the name of a disease, it was the name of a flight number.
It's a rare neurological condition that can cause severe movement and speech disorders and intellectual disability. Between ages 3 and 4, Maxwell is expected to develop a debilitating form of epilepsy.
It was in that moment that there was no future for my most prized possession in the world, that I was not going to accept that answer for little Maxwell. And I decided to fight like a mother.
Freed started calling researchers, became an expert in the biology of the disease, founded a nonprofit, and in 10 months has raised $1 million. She's working with a team at the University of Texas Southwestern to advance a gene replacement therapy she hopes could help Maxwell and others. She says it's ready to start clinical trials. What she still needs, more funding and connections in the drug industry.
What these companies are doing will help the greater good. They are creating miracles for my family, for my little Maxwell Freed, and for so many generations to come.
Meg Terrell, CNBC Business News.
Situation there, no doubt. She says her dream is that the disease will someday be part of a newborn screening panel and that babies with the defect will be able to be treated and cured before they even leave the hospital.
Health officials are monitoring 16 people right now in Washington state. It is believed that they all came in contact with the first U.S. resident with coronavirus, a new, possibly dangerous virus. The patient had traveled to China and came back to the U.S. January 15th. Now, at the time, he was not showing any symptoms, but now he is isolated in a hospital. Officials say the virus is new, but their investigation tactics are not.
People should go about their usual routines and activities. This may be a novel virus, but this is not a novel investigation. This is the work we do all the time. Public health is well trained to do these kinds of investigations.
Officials say everyone should take the same precautions that they would take during flu season.
Officials at Edinburgh University say they found bed bugs in 2 dorms. All the students have been moved to other rooms, and all the fabric will be dried at high heat to kill the bugs. A pest control company will also treat the infested areas. The school says it's not unusual. This tends to happen when students return from break. Channel 11 told you earlier this month when someone left bed bugs at the Walmart in Edinburgh. 2 bottles with bugs were found in the store.
A frozen apartment building, the whole building in Russia. Pipes burst, all the water froze. It almost looks like an iceberg. Children are among those living in the frozen block. The building used to be for families with members in the military. The temperature right now, 3 degrees there.
Your severe winter Team 11 forecast.
Around here, our big issue today, air stagnation and inversion has created an air quality issue across the area. So air quality alert today, considered unhealthy for sensitive groups. So Who are the sensitive groups? Young children, elderly, anyone with respiratory ailments such as a lung disease or heart disease, emphysema, something along those lines. Doesn't mean you can't go outside, doesn't mean you can't go about your daily business. Just what this means is avoid a lot of overexertion outside. We're talking about not running 5 to 10 miles today if you generally tend to want to run. And the younger children should probably stay inside, not be running around the playground most of the afternoon. You can see that haze kind of hanging in the air. Live look at our PennDOT cameras. Parkway North, Camp Horn Road. Reduced visibility. There's no fog. There's just a little bit of that pollutant hanging low to the surface right now. So Route 28, Edna, you can see it right in there along the Allegheny River. So we definitely have some reduced visibility, and it's not because of any real fog issue like we would normally have during the morning hours. It's just that haze kind of hanging there. Good news is the wind will begin to pick up a little bit late tonight, especially into the day tomorrow, so we'll be able to mix the atmosphere and get this kicked out by tomorrow. Wind chill, not a huge factor today. We're talking upper 30s, and then overnight tonight we'll drop the temperature down into the 20s. Wind chill again by first thing tomorrow morning, hanging in the 20s, so not a bad night at all. 32 the current temperature in Franklin, 37 in Butler, Pittsburgh 35, Morgantown already to 40 degrees. 44 for the high temperature this afternoon with clouds thickening up, and of course that air quality alert goes for the rest of the day today. Tonight down to 30 with mostly cloudy skies. Chilly night, but about 10 degrees above normal for this time of the year. Tomorrow, rain developing primarily during the afternoon, and the breeze is going to pick up too, so that'll cleanse out the air a little bit as we make it to 46 degrees. Here's Storm Tracker tomorrow morning, 7:30. Morning commute will be dry. Here comes the rain from the south by 1 p.m. Rain making it pretty much to the Pennsylvania Turnpike and points southwest. And the steadiest rain during the late afternoon, early evening tomorrow will be west of I-79. So if you have Friday evening plans, take the umbrella with you. Rain will really start to overspread the region during the mid to late night hours. And that rain will continue off and on through the day on Saturday. The good news is, as you can see on Storm Tracker, a lot of this is going to start to dissipate by Saturday morning. I think we're going to see plenty of dry hours during the day Saturday. Still a shower in a spot or two, but not as widespread, and could be a couple snowflakes mix in late in the day. 42 for the high temperature Saturday. Saturday night and Sunday we'll see some snow showers. Accumulation should be light, but watch for some icy roads Sunday morning. High temperature Sunday 38. Monday, cloudy skies, a couple of flurries, and a high of 40 degrees.
Pittsburgh has been named one of the best for STEM professionals. According to the Trib, a study by Wallet Hub ranked Pittsburgh as 5th overall market for people who work in science, technology, engineering, and math fields. Seattle came in #1, followed by Boston, Austin, and Atlanta.
An armored security guard made a big mistake.
She left tens of thousands of dollars outside an ATM.
Well, first I just thought it was trash. For some reason it hit me of, why don't I just pick this up so nobody else has to sort of around it?
Why that man says he didn't think twice about returning $27,000.
And the Flyers mascot under investigation. What a 13-year-old says happened to him, it sent him to the hospital.
In Severe Weather Center 11, we cover weather everywhere you live.
And we have the experience to get it right. We know the weather patterns across our neighborhoods and understand the unique influences on your area.
It's why there can be heavy downpours in northern Allegheny County.
While it's dry in Greensburg and snow is moving into Irwin.
Our priority is to prepare you for the weather in your neighborhood.
Count on Severe Weather Team 11 on Channel 11 News.
Tracking storms where you live.
Meteorologist Stephen Cropper tracking the weather in your neighborhood.
Philadelphia police are investigating whether the Flyers mascot, Gritty, assaulted a 13-year-old boy. The alleged incident happened back in November. The parents of the child told the Philadelphia Inquirer that the person inside the costume punched their son in the back. The Flyers say they conducted an investigation and found nothing to support the allegations. Pittsburgh police are looking for the person who robbed a Unimart using a hammer. Police say the thief used the hammer to break into a vending machine at a store on Brownsville Road in Carrick. The robbery happened at the same store where a car crashed through the front door earlier this week. Police are still looking for the driver in that case. They say he got out, checked out the damage, then got right back in his car and drove away.
Could have been a costly mistake. An armored security guard accidentally left tens of thousands of dollars outside an ATM in Michigan. But thanks to a good Samaritan, that money is back where it belongs. Surveillance video shows George Condish stopping to see what was on the side of the drive-thru. He saw the tag stating there was $40,000 inside. There ended up being $27,000 inside, but Condish knew he had to return it back to the credit union.
It's not mine, and any honest person, I would hope, would take it back in.
Credit union gave Condish a reward for being so honest. He didn't say how much that reward was, but it's described as a small token of appreciation.
A local couple scammed, robbed, and had their lives threatened.
It's terrifying for the victims.
The crooks, the police chief says, terrorized his community.
A woman accused of locking her sister in a cage, and officials knew about it for months. The reason it took so long to rescue the victim.
You're streaming WPXI now. Your source for breaking news, weather, and original local shows. Amazing people are having a big impact all over rural America. Small town, big deal. Weekdays at 2 p.m. on WPXI. Can change in an instant. Depend on Pittsburgh's Chief Meteorologist Stephen Cropper to keep you ahead of every twist and turn. Real, clear, accurate. Pittsburgh's Chief Meteorologist Stephen Cropper. That's coverage you can count on. The 7-day forecast, now on your screen all the time on Channel 11 News.
We have new information on the investigation into an abuse investigation. State agents charged that a woman was keeping her sister in a cage inside this Washington County home. A search warrant reveals the woman remained locked away for months even after the state had discovered her there.
Channel 11's Kara Sapita learned the investigation started with a tip back in August, but the woman wasn't rescued until 3 months later.
More disturbing details are emerging about the Washington County woman who was locked in a cage inside of this Pittsburgh home. Channel 11 uncovered documents that show officials knew she was in a cage for 3 months before rescuing her or getting her medical attention. According to the search warrant filed by the Attorney General's office, Agent Anthony Bruno with Adult Protective Services visited the home in August, encountered the woman who was dressed inappropriately inside a locked wooden cage on a dirty mattress. He reportedly began working on getting her guardianship, but didn't return to the home until November. After August 23rd, that agent didn't return until November 1st, bringing a local doctor with him. The agent and the doctor left, not getting the woman medical attention, even though they documented that she was not able to walk. On November 22nd, the Attorney General's office became involved. That day, the original agent returned and took photos of the home. Police and an ambulance were called, and the woman was taken from the home and to the hospital. Her sister was charged on January 15th. Leona Beiser told police her sister had meningitis as a child, and she kept her in a cage so she wouldn't fall. We went to the Southwest Area Agency on Aging. They told us they didn't handle this case because the victim is under 60.
This is an 800 number?
No, they gave us the number for Liberty Health Insurance, which operates the Adult Protective Service Program. The worker who answered our call said they work out of their homes.
Hi, Laura. This is Kara Sapita calling from Channel 11 News.
According to the affidavit, Laura Dietz, manager with the Department of Human Services in Harrisburg, referred this case to the AG's office. She didn't answer when we called, but Senator Camera Bartolotta did, saying in part she intends to meet with leadership in the Department of Human Services to learn more on how this individual became lost in the system and how we can ensure there is never a repeat occurrence. Kara Sapita, Channel 11 News.
A part-time Verona police officer is off the job and in a lot of trouble. Anthony Ogline faces a half-dozen charges, including sexual abuse of children, possession of child porn, and unlawful contact with minors. Channel 11 learned it all started with a report of a missing 16-year-old boy. Whitehall officers said they took a missing persons report last week after the teen left school in the middle of the day. Officers tracked his cell phone and found him at a house owned by Ogline. The team told officers he and Ogline hung out, drank, and smoked pot while at the house. At one point, the teen said he passed out and woke up with only his boxers on. He told police he met Ogline on the dating app Grindr about 3 months ago, but they just met in person 3 weeks ago. Police say they found nude photos of the teen on Ogline's phone. The manager of Verona Borough told our trip partners Ogline is suspended without pay. He's due in court next month.
The Duquesne police chief says his community has had enough. People are tired of criminals targeting their neighborhoods. And he told Channel 11's Michelle Newell he hopes that the arrests tied to several robberies prove his department is making progress.
It all started online.
Some individuals agreed over social media to meet individuals here in Duquesne at a house to sell some designer shoes.
But when they showed up to this house in Duquesne around 6 p.m.,
they were ultimately held up at gunpoint.
They quickly became the victims of what police say was a violent crime.
Oh, I'm sure it was terrifying for the victims. I mean, they were held at gunpoint and threats were made to them.
According to the criminal complaint, the victims were physically assaulted and pushed up against a wall. Police say Mitchell Johnson and Aaron Pearl were behind it. They're accused of robbing the victims at gunpoint, taking most of what they had. It didn't take long before police tracked down the suspects and arrested them. And this isn't the first crime to happen at this home. Channel 11 learned police have executed state and federal search warrants on this house in the past several months. During those searches, they found guns and drugs.
The community is sick of homes like this, sick of homes causing problems within the community.
The big message from police tonight: if you want to buy or sell something online, do it in a safe place, like this parking lot located at the City of Duquesne Police Department.
A police officer from our agency will actually stand by while you're conducting the transaction to assure everything's on the up and up.
So police have 3 things that you should look out for if you buy or sell online. First, if the person you are communicating with is using a fake name or something that appears to be fake. Second, exchanging the merchandise. If someone tries to lure you into a remote area you're not comfortable going to, don't do it. And stay away from anyone who wants you to cash app them money up front.
Police in Beaver County are looking for the person who was caught on camera robbing a convenience store. The robbery happened Monday at the Lil Superstore in New Sewickley. The video shows the robber wearing a black hoodie, a red bandana over his face, and as you can see, purple gloves. He demanded money and then ran away.
Oakmont is the latest borough to get a prescription drug drop box. It was installed at the police department earlier this month. It's an easy way you can get rid of your expired or unwanted prescriptions, as well as over-the-counter meds. The chief told us the box will help stop addiction and protects kids from taking pills by mistake.
For the first time in 15 years, property owners will have a tax increase in Westmoreland County. The Trib reports commissioners decided not to change the 2020 budget. It had called for a 2.4% increase. The other option was to cut services and lay off workers. The tax increase will generate about $2 million in revenue.
So some nice warmer weather today, but that comes with an air quality alert.
And meteorologist Scott Harbaugh has more on that as he takes us through his 24-hour forecast. Scott?
As you go outside today, you can see the kind of the haze hanging in the air. Let me show you a tower camera right now. See it behind me live looking to downtown Pittsburgh. You can see the thickness to the air. The reason for it is what's called an inversion. That's where the temperature above the surface is just a little warmer than the temperature at the surface. Well, normally air wants to rise into the atmosphere. It can't go anywhere because cold air doesn't rise into warm air. Warm air rises into cold air. So you get these inversions. You get this little haze hanging down, and all the pollutants in the air hang near it. You get the air quality issues. Now, the wind not helping us out much today either. Southeast to 3, just not enough to stir things around. Actual air temperature 35 degrees. So the air quality for the unhealthy, sensitive groups today, young children, elderly, those with heart or maybe lung disease, should not be outside doing vigorous exercise during the course of the day today. You can still go outside. You can still do your normal daily routine. Just limit the exercise outside today. Storm tracker this afternoon, clouds going to try to thicken up a little bit later this afternoon and into this evening. So more clouds than anything else the rest of the day today as we push back to about 43 this afternoon. A little drop off in temperatures tonight and then tomorrow. Rain comes in. I'm updating Storm Tracker right now to pinpoint when the first drops of rain arrive in your neighborhood.
A local boy needs a transplant to save his life.
And his father has been driving around with this sign for a year now. Why, he says even if he doesn't find a match, the sign is still doing a lot of good.
And we told you the Dave Matthews Band is returning to town. What else he'll be doing at every stop and why he's asking fans for help.
Snow falls, we use the area's most powerful tools to keep you prepared.
The most extensive school closings, always scrolling.
I'm tracking snow where you live.
And our traffic trackers show you live conditions. I'm bringing you urgent updates from the breaking news desk.
Count on 11 Alert on Channel 11 Morning News.
Whether the weather is good or whether the weather is bad, count on Armstrong's support and service all throughout the year.
6.
Followed by NBC Nightly News at 6:30.
We told you yesterday at noon the Dave Matthews Band is returning to town. Today we learned the band is also on another mission to plant 1 million trees as part of the Nature Conservancy's campaign to plant 1 billion trees worldwide in the next 5 years. Fans who kick in an extra $2 when they buy concert tickets can help. The band will be at S&T Bank Music Park in Burgettstown July 3rd. Tickets go on sale February 21st. 300 blocks of ice are in Market Square to help send an important message. They'll form an ice house to bring awareness to people who are struggling to pay for heat this winter. Everyone is encouraged to visit the ice house to make donations. Utility partners will match the donations to help people in need. And those donations can be accepted from 7 to 3 today and tomorrow.
A Mount Pleasant Township father is doing all he can to make sure his son gets a life-saving transplant. You might have seen this large sign in the back of a pickup. It says, "Please give the gift of life. My son needs a new kidney." William Dolan told the Trib he knows not everyone who reads the sign will be a match, but he wants to raise awareness too.
It just puts the idea of what a blessing it is for someone to be a living donor.
Dolan says that he's been driving the sign around Westmoreland and Fayette County since last summer, and sometimes he parks it at the Westmoreland Mall.
Thieves looking to make some quick cash leave behind thousands of dollars in damage. Why it will mean free parking for drivers in one local town.
Another weekend means another storm system. I'm tracking how much of your weekend is going to be wet.
You're streaming WPXI now, your source for original local shows. Check out the intense, action-packed world of esports. Top plays and interviews on Esports Weekly, Saturday and Sunday at 10 a.m. and 7:30 p.m. on WPXI.
Else like the breaking news desk in Pittsburgh. You're going to get breaking news as it's happening.
We have an anchor now dedicated to following the latest information as it comes in.
That is a resource no one else has. So if you see me on the breaking news desk, you know it's an important story.
Watch The Wendy Williams Show, weekdays at 11 on Channel 11.
Police say a couple caused more than $13,000 in damage just to get some change by breaking into parking meters. Police aren't sure just how much they got away with, but they're accused of busting nearly every single parking meter in Menneson. Channel 11's Melanie Gillespie learned police are also looking into the same thing happening in Charleroi and Monongahela.
The parking meters in Menneson will chew up your change and spit it out. Parking profits are plummeting after police say 2 suspects drilled and damaged nearly all of the meters in the business district, leading to more than 100 charges for Randy Kimmel and Samantha Walters. Police say they didn't stop at just 1 meter. They kept plugging away.
And the male is standing at the parking meter, and you can see he's wrestling around with it. You know, he's moving around, he's manipulating it.
But the suspect's time expired when police say they found them with pieces of the parking meters in their backpack and in their car.
I realize that machines are just missing, but it's the confusion that we've had for a while. We don't know if it's paid parking, free parking at a certain time.
Russell Johnson manages the pasta shop in downtown Monessen. His family's restaurant is one of the longest standing family-owned businesses in town, and the meters being busted just adds to the confusion for his customers.
One of the most common questions I have is, do we have to pay for meter, or why do some spaces have meters and why do some not?
Cost to repair the broken meters is topping more than $13,000. But for the business owners like Johnson, he's not feeling the pinch from seeing some free parking downtown.
It's not hurting me to not see them in use. It actually makes it easier for the customers here, but I understand that stuff does pay for things in a community, so we just need a clear decision on what's going on and how we can do it right.
Police say it's so expensive to repair because they're old and replacement parts are hard to come by. Melanie spoke with the city official who says Monessen will have free parking for the foreseeable future.
This graffiti tagged on a building on the south side. It says caviar, and police say that could be the key in tracking down the vandal. Police say he was caught on camera last week. These shots taken from South 20th Street, so take a look. The vast majority of graffiti in the city goes unreported. A graffiti task force detective says people usually don't like calling 911 for non-emergencies. He encourages you to report graffiti to the 311 tip line. Callers can remain anonymous. Don't click on the link. That is what FedEx is telling consumers dealing with a text and email scam. The company pointing to recent scams in which people reported receiving texts and emails that appear to be from FedEx. The messages alert them that they have a package, then gives a link. FedEx says the messages are not from them. It says suspicious messages should be deleted without being opened. FedEx also says people should report the emails and texts to them using the emailabuse@fedex.com.
Coupons, discounts, and rebates are all popular ways to save, but there's another way to make your wallet smile, and you don't have to do a thing. Our consumer advisor, Clark Howard, explains how you could make your savings automated.
Do you like to save money, but sometimes you think it's just too much hassle? Well, let me tell you, if you shop online, it's become so much easier for you to save money when you shop, because if you sign up with various shopping apps or programs, you don't have to do really anything different than what you've done in the past. You just sign up to shop a different way, and you save money every time automatically. Because anytime we have to do the work, well, most of us just aren't going to get around to it. But if it's automated, if it happens just by us doing what we already do, it'll work. I have a guide for you at clark.com how to use these shopping discount apps so that you save money doing what you're already doing. And who can't use a little spare cash, right? I'm Clark Howard.
And you can see more from Clark Howard on our streaming app. Just search for WPXI on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
We do have that air quality alert across much of the area for the rest of the day today. Air quality not overly good in Butler, Beaver, Armstrong, Allegheny, Washington, Westmoreland, in Fayette counties. Now this is level orange, which means unhealthy for sensitive groups. So we're talking older people, also people with lung disease or heart disease, and very young children. They can go outside, they can do whatever they want to do, but just can't do overabundance of exercise today. So normal daytime routine, perfectly fine today, and the air quality will get better tomorrow. You can see a little bit of that haze hanging in the air. Parkway North camera, Camp Horn Road, you can see a little bit of reduced visibility off in the distance. You really see it I-79 Deer Run. There's the Neville Island Bridge right there. So that's the haze that's hanging in the air. That's that low-level particulate matter that can't escape into the atmosphere because of the inversion that's in place. You kind of just see that haze no matter where you look on any of our PennDOT cameras this afternoon. 35 degrees in Pittsburgh right now, 37 in Butler, 34 in Greensburg. Not overly warm, but we're certainly going to be warmer this afternoon than we have been the last several days. Visible satellite snapshots of the clouds from above cloud deck, and notice right now we got basically cloud cover thickening up into Ohio and Kentucky. That's heading our way. So even though the sun is making it through the clouds in a lot of the area right now, as we go through the afternoon and the evening, those clouds will thicken up. 44 for the high temperature today, tonight down to 30 degrees with mostly cloudy skies, and tomorrow mid-40s. Now rain's going to develop during the day tomorrow from south to north across the area. Should make it into the Pittsburgh area just about 1 o'clock tomorrow, and with that will come some increasing wind. The good news about the wind is that will clear the air out, that will get rid of the pollutants, so that should mean no air quality alert during the day tomorrow. Here comes Storm Tracker, the updated Storm Tracker I promised you. 1 o'clock, some fairly decent rain into Beaver, Pittsburgh, almost to Jeanette and Point South. Notice the yellow down near Morgantown. Some of the rain could be heavy from time to time late tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. If you have Friday evening plans, not going to rain the entire evening, but I would certainly have the rain gear with you. It will rain most of the evening across the area. That rain will continue off and on into Saturday morning. Here's the good news by 8 a.m. Saturday. Notice the breaks. We are going to see some showers Saturday, and eventually late in the day we'll see some snow showers start to mix in, but there will be many dry hours during the day Saturday. It's going to be a little on the breezy side and chilly, but at least we'll get some dry hours. 42 for the high temperature on Saturday, with again scattered rain showers mixing with some snowflakes, especially late in the day, and then scattered snow showers Saturday night and Sunday. Sunday's high 38 degrees. Any accumulation should be relatively light. Monday, a lot of clouds around, a couple of flurries, high temperature of 40 degrees.
Well, this seems like an odd move. A Super Bowl send-off for Mr. Peanut. Planters has announced the death of their longtime spokesperson or thing. Parent company Kraft Heinz purchased ad time during the Super Bowl to hold a funeral for him. It's unknown if Planters plans to replace Mr. Peanut, who had been with the company for 104 years.
A curious puppy got caught up in a tight spot. She got stuck in a spare tire. How firefighters had to be called to the rescue next.
Count on Severe Weather Team 11 Alert on Channel 11 Morning News.
When snow falls, we use the area's most powerful tools to keep you prepared.
Pittsburgh's most extensive school closings are on your screen all the time.
In Severe Weather Center 11, I'm tracking snow totals in your neighborhood,
while I direct our fleet of traffic trackers to show you live road conditions. From the breaking news desk, I'm bringing you urgent updates all morning.
Count on 11 Alert on Channel 11 Morning News. Santa and Gordon Lesh on Channel 11 Morning News.
It's a bit of a mixed story for the Penguins at the All-Star break. They don't play again until next Friday. Despite the slew of injuries, they're in second place in the Metropolitan Division, just 4 points behind the Capitals, and they have the third highest point total in the Eastern Conference. But they went into the break with a lackluster 3-0 loss to the Philadelphia Flyers. Coach Mike Sullivan and the players not happy with the effort, and the captain, Sidney Crosby, hopes it provides motivation for when they return from break against these same Flyers.
Yeah, it should. I mean, it should. You know, we should use the rest. You know, we've, battled through a lot of different things, but, I mean, the most challenging part of the season, is ahead of us here. So, use the rest and make sure that, we're focused when we come back.
Next for Chris Letang and Tristan Jarry is the All-Star Weekend. The skills competition is Friday at 8 p.m. The All-Star Game 3-on-3 tournament is Saturday at 8. And the Penguins play again the following Friday, January 31st at PPG Paints Arena against the Flyers.
A puppy got into a really tight spot in California. Animal rescuers in Coachella were called after she got stuck in a spare tire. At first, they thought that if they lubricated the pup's neck, her head would pop out, but the dog's neck was swollen, so they had to sedate her. Oh. Firefighters then cut a piece of the tire away, and that made for a much easier rescue. The pup was freed. She was a bit woozy, but today she is okay. She spent the night at the vet's before going back home to her owner. How'd she even get her head in that
bad spot?
I know. That's all for Channel 11 News at noon. Our next newscast is tonight at 5.
Thanks for watching. Have a great day.
An empty field transformed into an inspiring place of hope. A local Girl Scout group created this Serenity Garden full of positive messages and resources to help with suicide awareness.
Somewhere for kids to go so they could be uplifted.
Filling our community with messages of hope makes us proud to be from Pittsburgh.
Proud to be from Pittsburgh. Brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Great cars, great people. For a great deal on a Honda, visit shop.